He's a big, powerful lad. Watched him train yesterday. He looks sharp. He looks extremely fit. So
I think as a manager, Dave, I don't think you're sort of content with the squad that we've got. You know, I think what we do look at is, you know, I'm delighted that Michael's got another year, because I think Michael's got a lot to offer the club. But maybe he's another midfield player, and every time our club has had great success, we've always had 4 strikers. Now, as far as I'm concerned, we've got the 2 young boys, Rashford, Martial. Hopefully they improve and they dominate to where they want to be. We brought Lukaku in. Maybe he's one more striker. That would be nice. And like for me, as a like putting my management hat on, I would be really pleased if we got one more striker, one more midfield player, and keep everybody else. Like and then we've got a great squad.
Yeah, and when we talk back about Lukaku, Maisie, when you think about when you were playing as a centre half, whether you like to play against pace or against strength, he's got both, hasn't he? And various different centre halves will like playing perhaps against markers if they've got a bit of pace, but not against the physicality of Lukaku. Some will go the other way. I suppose it gives United options now with that physical presence again.
It gives us a great option. It gives us a great out ball as well. You know, if you need to knock it into the channels, I mean, we know that Paul Pogba's got an unbelievable range of passing. I think last year you tend to, not because of Zlatan's so much lack of pace, but I think what Lukaku will do is bring that little bit of, he can bully centre halves, you know that. He's a big, powerful lad. We've seen it many times. He bullied City home and away last season, and I think he'll do the same thing. But I think it gives us that little out ball that, you know, as soon as Paul puts his head down, Lukaku will be on his back and spinning centre halves. And that's a great.
You look at Everton and Barkley and Lukaku. Barkley is quite a similar player to Pogba, and so for me, I'm quite excited about that partnership that Barkley would put Lukaku in, and that's where he got a lot of his goals from. Paul Pogba is exactly similar, if not even better than Barkley, and so Paul would be looking to put that ball in behind people, and you know, for me, that quite excites me as a football person. That I want to see what sort of relationship they get on a football pitch, because I think it looks good.
Because they've certainly got that relationship off the pitch, haven't they? When we look at other players in the squad, in particular, Robbo, your position, if you like, the middle of the park, where often, I suppose the cliche goes, games can be won or lost in there, can't they? We look at the options that United have in the midfield area, and you're talking about maybe one more coming in, but what kind of different qualities do you see in some of those midfield players?
Well, I think, you know, I've just said about Michael, I'm delighted that he's signed another year, because I think he's still got a lot to offer the club. His experience, know-how, where to be, around the dressing room. Michael's going to be invaluable, especially with Wayne leaving the club. But Anders, towards the last quarter of the season, I thought he took on the mantle, organising, getting people prepared and geeing people up. I think Anders looked really good in that role. You know, so I can see that the manager will be looking at him and giving him a lot of responsibility as far as organising everything. That's if we don't buy anybody else. You know, so like, it doesn't concern me too much, because I think the lads towards the end of the season who played in the centre and midfield, I thought did a terrific job for the club.
Yeah, we can see Ander Pereira and Juan Mata there, who obviously, we talk about friendship between Pogba and Lukaku. There's a great friendship between the two Spaniards there as well. Mata with a great picture you may have seen on the official United Twitter feed yesterday, when he was trying on Romelu Lukaku's boots, and his feet were getting well and truly lost in those boots. One person we haven't talked an awful lot about in the last sort of 24 hours or so, because of the arrival of Lukaku, is of course someone in your position, Maisie, Victor Lindelof. I know you touched on him yesterday in the show a little bit, but it's all about defensive options as well, isn't it? Having a squad capable of attacking on all these different fronts this season, and obviously with Bailly coming in last summer and Lindelof now this summer, two new faces in there to shake things up at the back perhaps a little bit?
Yeah, of course. Robbo touched on it earlier on. You're having, the options of 4 centre forwards if you can. I think the options of 4 centre halves. I spoke to Victor just as we were walking across there, and I said, how's things going? He went, yesterday was tough, double session. But the main thing is getting fit and getting ready for the start of the season. But I think he's a great player to come in. He can play right back as well, which then frees up Valencia if he needs to push him on down the right. But he's a calming influence. I've seen many clips of him now, and he likes to come out with the ball. He's very comfortable on the ball, and listen, what you need is competition in a squad. And he's going to make sure that, along with Eric and Phil Jones and Chris Smalling, Rojo when he comes back, that there's competition. You need competition in a squad, and the manager's doing that with Victor coming in.
Good bit of competition out there at the moment as well.
Flexibility, Dave, innit? I mean, you had to do it yourself.
Yeah.
You can play centre half, but you can go to right back. Mm-hmm. And when you've got a lot of players who can play centre half, play right back up, play as a central midfield player and a defensive midfield player, it gives the manager good options. So if you've got injuries or suspensions, then it covers you a lot. And that's how I see our lads now. Like Phil Jones can play right back, he can play defensive midfield, he can play centre half, and there's quite a lot of lads like that. Rojo, Daly. Yeah, they can. The only one who probably can't play anywhere else other than centre half is Chris Smalling. Yeah, so the options for the manager is really good. And that helps you when you're in all the competitions that we're in.
Yeah, the options will grow, as you say, when Marcos Rojo is back in the fold. I had a brief word with him when he was coming out here this morning, and seems to be in high spirits. Obviously, getting back to fitness and getting back towards the group, and a player who was well used and well loved by Jose Mourinho last season, so it would be good to have him back in the fold as well. Obviously the outfield players are doing their thing. The goalkeepers are also going through their paces as well at the moment, away to our left hand side, and the manager gave us an exclusive nod towards team news yesterday during the live show here on MUTV, telling us about his rotation for the goalkeepers and the fact that
that's a great position to be in. So when you've got a young goalkeeper coming through who you want to have a little bit of patience with, and we're in a great position with the goalkeepers.
Certainly are. And as we step away from the goalkeeping at the moment, then to concentrate back on the outfield players, there are all sorts of drills. I suppose one of the main challenges for managers and for coaches, that the coaching staff here at United, who obviously back up Jose Mourinho with all the good work behind the scenes, one of the keys is to try and keep these sessions fresh, isn't it? Because instead of back in the day perhaps when there was a lot of running, now it's about keeping players fit but also intrigued by what you're doing, keeping their minds active as well as their bodies.
It's all about intensity, and players like intensity in the training, and that's what the lads that's what the lads were used to with Sir Alex. It was very short, not long times in training, but the intensity had to be really fierce, and that's what the lads have got since Jose's come in. He is one of those trainers who likes high intensity, and I think it showed in our performances, and that's why we won 3 trophies last year. And people shouldn't sort of dismiss that. I thought he did fantastic to come in, change us from that keep ball, which Louis van Gaal had a lot of success in his managerial career.
Here is the boss coming to say hello.
Jose. He had a lot of success in his career, but for me, when I trained with Sir Alex over the 15 years and all that sort of thing, it was always intensity, and it was a bit strange to go away from that, and I saw the lads go away from that, and I think it was strange for them, so they found that difficult. When Jose came in, he more or less went back to more or less the training that Sir Alex always had within the club. He implemented that. The players seemed to get back into it very quickly, and That's why we've won 2 competitions towards the end of the season. Because I think the players really started enjoying that intensity in the training again.
Sign of a top manager, he always knows when he's being talked about, doesn't he? Just came over there as we were just talking
around the edge.
It's just as well I wasn't criticising them, innit? I might have got a slap.
Yeah, it's good to watch these drills. Of course, we're here at training every day this week here on MUTV, bringing you live coverage of the sessions, with obviously Lindelof and Lukaku settling in and all the others getting back up to fitness ready for the new season. And it's interesting to see what the coaches do with the players, as we say, just to sort of keep them mentally ticking over. And also that drill we just saw there, with all the players having to finish at the end of doing various bits of jogging, bits of sidestepping, all that kind of stuff, because it's so important that everyone contributes goals wise, isn't it, Maisie, this season coming?
I thought last year was the last time, I think we scored 25, 26 was it last year, and then Mata's the next leading goal scorer for us with 10-11. So it's that bridge that we have to form and make sure that the likes of Marcus and Martial, obviously Lukaku is going to be the main danger this season to get us goals. But yeah, it's that little carrot at the end, that little finish, that little thing that just finishes off training. And as you see there, it's all with the ball, and that's the main thing.
They've got to step up to the mantle.
Yeah,
I tell you what, there's no danger about it. You can talk about young players as much as you want to, but I tell you what, somewhere along the line, when they get to a certain age, they've got to step up to the mantle and prove the manager that they should be in the team and they can score and they can deliver. And I think Marcus and Martial, the two of them are at that stage. Come on, let's see what you can really do. And if they step up to that mantle and they can score 15 to 20 goals each this season, which is what I'm expecting.
Yeah.
I'm expecting them two boys to score, as long as they stay away from injury, 15 to 20 goals. Now all of a sudden you're taking the pressure away from Mata, Mkhitaryan and Lukaku especially. So that's what I want to see from the two young boys. I want to see them really step up to the mantle and prove themselves as Premiership players.
Yeah, it's a big tour for various players. Young Andy, good to see you. Welcome back to the club. You've been away, of course, on loan. So how was the experience last season for you?
It was a good experience. I learned a lot of things, so hopefully I can use them now here back at United.
And of course, being away in southern Spain, you're used to this kind of weather too.
Yeah, so I'm used to this weather. It's very hot, but yeah, it's still difficult to train in this hot weather. Yeah.
What's it like conditions-wise for you? I know it's good for fitness though, isn't it? Even though it's perhaps quite tough when it's this warm.
Yeah, it's very hot, so it's good that to get some toughness now for the season, so we get used to it, and it's good to get training in this weather too. Yeah.
And I know you enjoyed last season, but good to have that badge back on your chest, the Manchester United badge, and be back with the squad, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm very happy I'm back, and I can make part of this team, and I try to do my best to stay here and get an important role for next season and to help my teammates and impress the manager.
What's it like when you've sort of been in the United ranks for a good while and then you head out on loan and you end up sort of watching from the outside, watching results, watching performances and thinking about what you could add to the team?
Yeah, of course, I've been thinking all about that, but I was focused on when I was there to play well and learn a lot and improve, so I can come back more ready to play and to help my teammates over here.
And of course there were lots of opportunities for some of the youngsters at United last season, so that bodes well for you and for the other guys this time round.
Yeah, so it boosts my that I can trust as well, that the people here, they trust the young players, so I'm very happy for the young players here, and I want to make part of this team as well.
And just finally, I know you're excited generally to be here personally, but what do you think about the business done so far? Lindelof and Lukaku in the bag here at United, you must be pleased to see them.
Yeah, I'm very pleased to see them, and very happy that they're with us, and hopefully they can help us a lot this season and in the couple of years with us.
Great stuff, enjoy today, good luck in the heat.
Thank you.
Top man.